Sometimes you just really want to play a classic video game. And really, what could be more classic than a game that was released in the awesome year of 1861? That's right, this week on That Game Review Show, we're going to be taking a look at the groundbreaking open world experience, Kansas.
Carry on my wayward son.
So there's some interesting things to point out with this game. One of the first being that you can start your adventure at any time and any place. I decided to start my game in Lakewood, Colorado around 6 a.m. While other players would probably want to start the game earlier than that, I wanted to play it a little bit safe. The intro was a little exciting. The town I started in was pretty busy, but once I got out of it and into the open world, I was left feeling pretty disappointed. So many parts of the overworld are just so empty. I feel like with the production values involved with this game, it would have added a little bit more into it. Like any open world game of this scale, some places are going to have more content than others. But they didn't even take time to add any landforms. Most of the level is just flat. It seems really lazy to me that the developers didn't want to make the world feel a little bit unique. And for how large the game is, it's really sad that there is no fast travel system. Sure, the player character will sometimes fall asleep, but the majority of the game is entirely in real time. Don't get me wrong, there are some side missions, of course. Like, there are places where you can see some of the former players of the game. They have these places all around. We had stopped by one that was pretty big, and then a later one that was insanely small. I'm guessing this area just didn't have that many players to pick from, I'm assuming due to a server issue. And of course, like any game, there are microtransactions. I didn't capture any footage of this, but there are places where your character can eat where you spend real-world dollars. Well, sure, you don't have to eat at these places, but your character does need them to continue. Did I forget to mention that this is a survival game? Not anywhere near as tough as some of the others in the market, but your character does need basic things like food and water and sleep. Something that I've never really seen in any games before is that there's a location in the game that is dedicated to one of the composers, Brewster Higley, who actually wrote the theme song for the game, Home on the Range. This was kinda interesting to see, the house being a digital recreation of the one he lived in. The place was super small, but it was fascinating. So I didn't get much footage of the NPCs in this game, but many of them are really friendly. Unlike other games, the AI drove the cars all at around the same speed with no real issues with them driving. And the actual characters were pretty pleasant, many saying hello and striking up conversations out of the blue. This is a far cry from some other games. There are a couple of problems with NPCs accidentally wandering in the way, but they were pretty good overall. So, I really liked this game. Kansas stole my heart. While the barren open world can be a little depressing, the slow-paced nature of the game just really struck a chord with me. I know that I didn't really go too in-depth with this game, but I really didn't get to spend that much time playing, mostly due to the fact that I needed to get this review done within a reasonable amount of time. I will be replaying the game at the end of the month anyways, so I won't be away for too long. Honestly, this might be a game that I can play for the next few years. We'll see. Anyways, that will do it for me this time. If you enjoyed this review, please let me know down below. Next week should be Terrell's week. He should not be reviewing a state. I only review states because I'm cool like that. Anyways, come back next week for whatever Terrell's gonna end up doing. Okay, bye-bye.
A home, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraged